Hey guys, welcome back to Zen Otaku. Today we're diving deep into one of the most iconic and mysterious powers in the world of Naruto and Boruto, the Sharingan. This Kekkei Genkai is one of the trademarks of the Uchiha clan, and throughout the story, we've seen several extremely rare versions of this legendary eye, each with unique abilities and huge importance to the plot. Before we begin, get ready, because this video is going to be full of curiosities, explanations, and even some details that many people end up forgetting. We'll talk about origins, characters, historical context, and of course, the impact each rare Sharingan brought to the story. So let's get into this. Top 10 rarest Sharingans in Naruto and Boruto. To set the stage, let's quickly remember what the Sharingan is. This eye technique first appeared with Indra Ōtsutsuki, the elder son of the Sage of Six Paths. Indra inherited his father's chakra and talent, but also his pride and obsession with power. This combination ended up being the foundation for the Uchiha clan, and the Sharingan became a genetic trait that carried not just power, but also a curse. The basic Sharingan gives the user abilities such as seeing movements at superhuman speed, analyzing chakra patterns, predicting attacks, and even copying techniques. But things get even crazier when we talk about evolutions like the Mangekyo Sharingan and the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. That's when we're dealing with powers capable of changing the course of battles, wars, and even history itself. Alright, so in 10th place we have Sarada Uchiha. The daughter of Sasuke and Sakura awakened her Sharingan as a child, and in Boruto we can already see she carries immense potential. What makes this eye so rare isn't just its power, but the context. Sarada is the only active Uchiha in the current ninja world. That alone makes her unique. Her Mangekyo Sharingan, once fully explored, could unlock abilities that rival even Itachi's or Shisui's. What makes Sarada stand out even more is her motivation. Unlike most Uchihas of the past, she doesn't carry a story of tragedy or revenge. Her dream is to become Hokage and protect everyone around her. That might completely change the way her Sharingan evolves, breaking the so-called curse of hatred that marked the clan for generations. In 9th place, we have Shin Uchiha, a villain who appears in Boruto and brings a very different take on the Sharingan. He's not a true Uchiha, but an experiment created with Itachi's cells. His body was capable of hosting multiple Sharingans at once, which gave him the ability to manipulate weapons telekinetically using his eyes. Even crazier, Shin could transplant his own eyes, and his clones shared the same powers. This detail makes Shin's Sharingans rare in a totally unexpected way. They don't follow Uchiha genetics, but instead show how the Sharingan can be adapted and weaponized through cloning and experimentation. It proves how dangerous and coveted this eye truly is, even outside the clan. 8th place goes to Fugaku Uchiha, the father of Itachi and Sasuke. Fugaku was the head of the clan and a respected figure in Konoha, even considered a candidate for Hokage. Although we never saw him fight seriously in the anime, there are hints that his Sharingan was extremely powerful, and some theories suggest he might have been able to awaken the Mangekyo. The rarity of Fugaku's Sharingan doesn't come from what we saw on screen, but from what it could have been. Imagine if Fugaku had awakened the Mangekyo and chosen to rebel against Konoha instead of being killed by his son. The story would have taken a completely different turn. This aura of mystery makes fans wonder to this day what his true potential might have been. 7th place goes to Izuna Uchiha, Madara's younger brother. Izuna was one of the first Uchihas to awaken the Mangekyo Sharingan and fought alongside Madara against the Senju clan. His time was short, but his importance was enormous. It was Izuna's death that pushed Madara to take his eyes, creating the first eternal Mangekyo Sharingan in history. Without Izuna, Madara might never have become the legend we know. What's fascinating about Izuna is imagining what could have been. If he had lived longer, he might have been just as powerful as Madara. His Sharingan was lost too soon, but it left a legacy that changed the Uchiha's destiny forever. That's why his eye makes the list of the rarest Sharingans, not for what we saw, but for the historical impact it carried. In 6th place, we have Indra Ōtsutsuki. Now this one is truly rare, because we're talking about the very first Sharingan in history. Indra inherited his father's power and awakened the eye that would later become the symbol of the Uchiha clan. His Sharingan was different from the ones we see later, but it contained the essence of everything that followed. Indra represents the beginning of the endless cycle of hatred and rivalry. First against his brother Ashura, and later reincarnated through Madara and Hashirama, and then Sasuke and Naruto. His Sharingan is unique because it's the origin of it all. Without Indra, there would be no Uchiha clan, no Mangekyo, and probably no Naruto story as we know it. Now we're entering the top 5 and things get really serious. In 5th place, we've got Madara Uchiha with his eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Madara was already a powerhouse, but with the EMS, he became practically unstoppable. His perfect Susanoo is one of the most overwhelming abilities ever shown, and beyond that, his EMS was the first step that allowed him to evolve even further, awakening the Rinnegan after combining it with Hashirama's cells. Madara embodies the Uchiha ambition. His Sharingan is rare not only for its strength, but for its influence. He shaped the course of the entire ninja world, sparking wars, manipulating clans, and fighting Hashirama countless times. His EMS is a symbol of power that stands out even in the long history of the Uchihas. In 4th place, we have Sasuke Uchiha and his eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. After receiving Itachi's eyes, Sasuke didn't just inherit the Amaterasu, but also gained full control over the Black Flames. He pushed his Susanoo to its maximum form and later evolved his eye into the Rinnegan. What makes Sasuke's Sharingan rare is not only the power itself, but the fact that he's the last true Uchiha in action. Sasuke's EMS is rare because it's one of the last examples of this form in existence. Combined with his unique potential and Itachi's legacy, it became one of the most complete and versatile Sharingans ever. Even in Boruto, Sasuke continues to evolve and use his eyes in ways that surprise fans. In 3rd place, we can't leave out Obito's and Kakashi's Mangekyo Sharingans. The Kamui is one of the most overpowered abilities in the entire series. It can distort space-time and send anything or anyone to another dimension. The fact that Kakashi, who wasn't even an Uchiha, mastered this ability and used it in epic battles makes this Sharingan even rarer. The Kamui was absolutely crucial in major moments, especially during the 4th Ninja War. It was thanks to Kamui that Naruto's team survived against seemingly impossible odds, and it played a huge role even against Kaguya. This eye didn't just change fights, it changed history. That's why it's easily in the top 3. In 2nd place, we have Shisui Uchiha. Even with little screen time, he left a huge mark on the story. His Mangekyo Sharingan had Kotoamatsukami, the most powerful genjutsu ever. It allowed him to control someone's will without them even realizing it, subtly altering their decisions. That ability was so dangerous that Danzo stole one of his eyes, proving how coveted it was. Shisui was known as the Body Flicker Uchiha for his insane speed, and as Itachi's closest friend. His premature death left a void, but his eye became a legend. Kotoamatsukami is so rare that no other genjutsu comes close to its level of subtle manipulation. And finally, in 1st place, the #1 spot goes to Itachi Uchiha. His Mangekyo Sharingan had access to 3 incredible powers: Tsukuyomi, a genjutsu that controls time and space in the victim's mind; Amaterasu, the black flames that burn until their target is gone; and Susanoo, armed with the Totsuka blade and Yata mirror, 2 divine artifacts that practically made him untouchable. What makes Itachi's Sharingan the rarest isn't just the abilities, but the context behind it. He carried immense pain, sacrificing everything for the sake of the village, living as a villain to protect those he loved. His power was directly tied to his heart and his tragedy. When you think of the Sharingan, you think of Itachi, and that's why he deserves the top spot. And that's it, guys. These were the 10 rarest Sharingans we've seen in Naruto and Boruto, each one with its own uniqueness, emotional backstory, and powers that shaped the anime in unforgettable ways. The Sharingan isn't just a powerful eye, it's a symbol of pain, sacrifice, and determination. Now tell me in the comments, which of these Sharingans do you think is the rarest, and which one is the strongest? Is Shisui's really the most broken, or does Itachi still reign supreme? I want to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe here to Zen Otaku, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos. Thanks so much for watching until the end, and I'll see you next time.